firstly welcome the Government's commitments to tackling crime and to addressing violence, particularly violence against women and girls. The review of the criminal justice response to rape is long overdue, and some say rape has effectively been decriminalised. But to find effective solutions, we must fully understand the problem. And accurate data is key in tackling the causes of crime, protecting the public, providing justice to victims and rehabilitating offenders. Data must be accurately sex disaggregated in order to fully understand the impact of all crimes on women and girls. In order to combat sexism, we need to count sex. And in order to combat discrimination against other groups, there is a need to record separate and additional data. We know that the offending patterns of men and of women show the highest differential of all, so we need to monitor the sex of victims and of perpetrators of all crimes. For example, the proportions of women of those prosecuted in 2019 were 2% for sexual offences, 8% for robbery and 7% for possession of a weapon. We all want to live in a society that is respectful, tolerant and strives for equality. Gender reassignment is rightly a protected characteristic, and we must respect the privacy of transgender people. But in order to protect everyone when it comes to official records of offences, particularly against women and girls, we need accurate records of the biological sex of the victims and the perpetrators of crime. And this is in addition to data on the gender identity of victims and perpetrators. Why then are the police forces recording the self-identified gender of victims and suspected offenders and not their biological sex? I understand that at least 16 regional police forces now record suspect sex on the basis of gender identity, following the advice of the National Police Chiefs Council. Data based only on self-identified gender does not give accurate data on which to build a violence against women and girls strategy, nor to effectively plan services that support all victims and target all perpetrators, whatever their sex or however they identify. If police records are not robust and correctly disaggregated by sex, we end up with unreliable and potentially misleading data and reporting. For example, the BBC asked 45 regional police forces in the UK for data on reported cases of female perpetrated child sex abuse from 2015 to 2019. The data received indicated that there was an increase of 84%. Data corruption means we cannot tell if this large increase is due to an increase in female offenders or those identifying as women, and this detail matters. Women make up for 3% of all of the arrests for all sexual offences. The number of women convicted for these crimes is so low that the misrecording of the sex of the perpetrators skews this data very quickly. Where offence categories are very rarely committed by women, the addition of just one or two people can have a significant impact on data. Now, for example, a biological man convicted of attempted murder and other offences at a Birmingham Crown Court in 2017 was recorded as female, thus falsely elevating the number of females convicted of attempted murder that year in England and Wales by around 20%. And what we need to know is what action will the government take to ensure correct police record keeping and prevent the potential corruption of data on crimes and their impact on women and girls.
Shadow Secretary.